Hello, guys. Welcome to another episode of the Commerce Lab by Ecomcy, the place where everything related to Amazon FBA, private level, and e-commerce. My name is Vincenzo Toscano, founder and CEO of Ecomcy, and today we bring another special guest. His name is Colin Raja. We actually met in Vegas a couple of weeks back. We had a ton of fun, and on top of that, I got to really learn about the specialty of Colin. He's actually everything around product launch, which we know product launch is a topic that is always super interesting and also super important because we know how tough the Amazon game is getting. And if you really learn how to master a pro launch, like that's like 70% of the race pretty much won there. So Colin, it's a pleasure to have you on the show. Thank you so
Hey,
much for
thanks.
calling, my friend. How you doing, bro?
I'm good, man. Thanks for having me. I don't think we talk anything about business
But
on that
I read
call.
your mind.
Nothing. Yeah, we know that, but we built it like an amazing relationship. We had like we talk a lot about different things, but we never had a conversation about nothing about business actually. But
Yeah.
yeah, of
But
course.
yeah, but to be honest with you, I've been actually following a lot of your posts in social media and everything for a while. So I
Nice.
know you know your game, bro. So that's why when I combine that with the fact of meeting you as a human being and having a ton of fun, like that thing was the completion of the
I
whole
mean,
thing.
I go to the conferences to make amazing relationship, build a relationship there. We don't ever talk about. So the best thing is like in our community, in the Amazon community, we don't like go on and talk. Oh, what is? How do you
Nah,
launch product? Like, what do you do actually? How many SKUs you
nah.
have? What is the BSR? So we don't talk about that. We build an amazing relationship, but once we build a relationship, we are like we be there for each other anytime we want. Like how we connected again after that. That's what it's all about. Yeah, but definitely, man. Thanks for having me here. Appreciate
Yeah,
it.
man,
Yeah,
and that's what I love. To be honest, about the Amazon community, we're very close, actually. Some people, I've been talking with them for ages now on Facebook or LinkedIn, and then we met in person, and it feels like we're bros now. And that's sometimes a connection you don't even get with people that you hang out every single day. So it's crazy. I think that's the beauty of what
it's
happens when people share passion and kind of interest for the same things.
you
So
know
it
the
really
fact
connects
actually
people.
why it is. It's basically we run a very lonely drive. Actually,
Mm,
we are like the entrepreneurship is tough, especially with Amazon. It's like
yeah,
before I found all the communities and all the things, I felt super lonely. The every
same,
time
bro.
I need to check the sales and everything, it's like super lonely drive. Once we found like-minded peoples and connect with them, we found like childhood inner child comes out
Exactly.
of it automatically. Like, hey, what
Yeah.
the heck? Where were you so long in my life? Actually, that's how I
Yeah.
feel like, right? Yeah,
That's actually a good analogy. It's when exactly when you are in school and you play this video game back home and then you go back to the school and you meet during the break with friends actually playing the same game. It's like that chemistry is
uh,
really gets
it's
built. Yeah.
unbreakable for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Now, I want to talk a little bit about you, bro, because you have a very successful journey as well as a seller, seven-figure seller. So I'm sure you went through a lot of obstacles to get there, and I'm sure you have a lot of things that you also are gonna share with us that are the foundation about basically what made you, really specialize when it comes to product launch. But let's talk about, what actually brought you for the first time into this space, because I'm sure there's some story there, like
for
you saw
sure.
the
Yeah.
FBA somewhere and everything started. So tell me a
Now
little bit about that.
I'll try to keep it short actually, but because it's a crazy story. So I was working in as a consultant. So when I come to this country with a lot of dreams, I was came to this country with the minus $5,000. That's all I
Wow.
have in my pocket, minus $5,000 with the debt, right? And I worked as a software developer, and I changed the job, multiple jobs actually between the jobs to job, and I was like making from $40,000 to I was making 150 grand actually a year. So it was happened over the 3 years period of time. So one time I was working in a consulting role. I was going out with my ex actually. I got a call in a Thanksgiving day, like I got
Mm,
fired. Bro, that
wow.
was like in November that happened. I couldn't find a job December, January, February, March. And I was like, yo, trust me, I have a I have a girlfriend and I have like at the time I have a girlfriend. I bought a dream car, which is like I never thought that I'm gonna have a Mustang in my life. I bought my dream car, which is like cost
Well,
$1,500. I didn't even thought about it. And
yeah.
it's crazy. So and then I found an amazing job after that. Like, and at that point, what I felt is like a super painful moment. which is like I don't ever want to feel that pain ever in my life actually, which is like, am I gonna be a man in my life actually, a man who can able to be a better provider, and also a person who's like a pride of doing what I like to do, and a pride of like earning and then supporting things actually. And I that was broken down completely. It was hit by so much of fear, so much of hatred, that what am I did all this for actually, and I couldn't find a job actually right now. So that time, and I decided that okay, I don't ever want to feel this anymore in my life. Look at the coincidence, like my my godfather gave me a Rich Dad Poor Dad book and asked me to
Mm,
read it. So once I read it and I follow everything, fascinated about everything what he talking about, so I went and then follow him. And then one time he was introducing the Matt, Sam, amazing seller actually. So
yes.
I was super stringy guy. Like I don't pay penny for any fucking shit actually. Like I don't want to do that one, right? So I was like,
Yeah.
no, I'm not gonna pay for it, but I will do it. So from that point, I spent 19 hours a day, right?
Wow.
19 hours a day, and 18 months, I made $1 million actually.
Oh, crazy, bro.
Before you even
Congrats.
start about it, right? My ex was like, their family, like my dad was like, you're already making good amount of money. Why you want to sell something? Like
Mm,
my ex was like, my ex her father and everybody comes down like, hey, I need to see the documentation. They were super scared that what I'm doing. I was like, okay, I'm not gonna do anything. I'm gonna buy $100 worth of product actually. Like I bought it for like $70 something. Bought a
hmm.
bottle and flip it three packs together. I got it for 50 cents, 2 cents, not 50 cents, 10 cents or something each water bottle.
Wow.
And I made like a one brand actually, my own brand, and sell it
Yeah.
for the eBay first actually. That I sold it for, I made like $1,000 out of it, just like making, put $100 something, bunch of giveaway stuff actually. I made $1,000 out of it. That was a fun thing. It was started actually. At one point of time, my ex doesn't even know, my partner doesn't even know that I was made $1 million actually. I show it, like she was
Okay.
like, what the fuck did happen
Yeah.
actually? So that was a long story in short actually. It was a lot of resistance, man. It was crazy. Like when you come from 9 to 5, one, you need to convince yourself that you can do this. Second, you need
Yeah,
to
man.
convince around
Imposter
yourself.
syndrome is so hard. It happened to me when I exit my job. I was also convincing myself, man, this whatever you're doing, is actually not a way of living. You're scamming yourself. There's no you cannot have a living as a seller and all of that. It's crazy. Like, your mind really plays with you. Yeah,
I,
it's
I
crazy.
was I was super smart of doing that. So what I did is basically, I was, when I was in the job, I was making $1 million actually, right? So nobody knows about it. So I employed my partner into the business at that point in 2016, right? She met an accident, and then I was asked to come down, join the
Hmm.
business. And after that, I took a FMLA leave for 6 months. I told them that I'm not going to able to come. I have to go to India. I went to India to reduce expense. One, two, live under my dad's house actually completely for the six
No
months
expenses,
no
nothing.
expense at
Yeah,
all. So making sure that I can able to double or triple actually my business actually. But we literally doubled the business during the time period. And what happened is basically, and then I left, and then I told them I'm not coming back. Or can you give me another 6 months FMLA? Actually, they said they cannot do that. So
that's crazy, bro.
that was a funny start, and that was a funny, and I quit, and then I think that's pretty good actually. That's what it is.
Yeah. And at the end of the day, because I interview a lot of people, and whenever I always go back to the foundation of what made them entrepreneur, it's always that trauma. Yeah, you
Um,
right there
pain,
define the trauma of that
pain.
pain, that suffering, and those are things that create a character in people that is the fuel. Like those days that you wake up, it's a rainy day, you feel down, business not going well. You remember that moment, man. It's like you have 10,000 Red Bulls in your in your mind, and you go all in, right?
Bro, I
So
mean, I know how many nights, day and night, like I was like not able to sleep. The scar, what is built on me, which is like deep, deep wound, what I got into myself. The pain of it, it is not the pain of taking action. It's lesser than the pain what
not
I was
thinking.
created actually for myself. The inner pain is
Exactly.
much bigger than a physical pain what I had. It makes me, at that point I don't have any kind of bigger awareness of what I have right now. So then I was struggling in terms of like a traumatizing, in terms of like, you know what, I cannot move forward, I cannot move backward, I'm not a person who would like to move backward. It does. So one of my biggest personalities, like, it doesn't matter what happened, I will keep trying until I make it there actually. That's
Yeah,
one of
bro.
the trade that I got out of my car. Other than I studied engineering, it doesn't matter what I studied, that's not helped me at all. What has helped me at this point is like never ever give up attitude. And think about the entrepreneurial traits, right? We always insecure personality, we never settle for less, we always want more, we never thinks that we already there. You know,
Exactly.
I I can feel every single thing. I always been like a understanding the pain. Like I always have like a fear of losing, actually, a fear of
Yeah,
not
the
able
same.
to make it. Actually, it's all same. Actually, you
It's
understand what I'm saying?
same. I know.
It's a
And I think
it's
at the
same
end
with
of the
you.
day, yeah, something actually I want to add, which is also a very important thing when it comes to being entrepreneur, is first of all the fear. I have that fear every single day, like the fear that I don't know if I'm gonna make it here and there and all of that. But the second thing that I feel is super important is what you mentioned about the fact that we always want more to the fact that we don't want to settle for less. And I like that sentence because I feel the one of the reasons we go through that trauma and make the jump is because on a 9 to 5, unfortunately, you reach a ceiling in terms of money, in terms of time, in terms of your location. And when you realize that life can actually be more than that, is when you get into this addiction mode that once you experience the entrepreneurship lifestyle, you never want to go back to having that prison kind of around you. So,
It is all about, for me, right now I come to a realization, I mean, somewhere that I don't know where I got this information. Like, the human emotions are gifted by God. It's not given to all the creatures, all the all the creatures what is in the world. It's not gifted by this. And we evolved so far actually of out of this emotion. It's gifted to feel, not to suffer.
exactly. I
Bro,
know.
I mean, like, the once I learned this, like, that's a basic trick of our life. What everybody should know about it. Um, I feel all the good. It doesn't matter, positive or negative emotion. Uh, just feel it. You don't have to suffer out of your emotion. You don't have to traumatize, but feel, observe, and still do it. That's what they say. I posted something. You feel the fear, but still do it.
Hmm. Yeah, I love that. Now, let's start diverting into the pro launch side of things because I'm making an assumption here. Maybe you can confirm this, but I'm sure that one of the things that made you an expert is because at the same time you made a lot of mistakes when
Oh,
launching products
hello.
because you did a lot of trial and error, things didn't work out, you lost a ton of money, and that kind of basically obstacles that you went throughout your journey as a seller basically created that uh, foundation in your mind that these things work, this thing doesn't work, and then you made your connecting the points and came up with your methodology that you implement right now. So tell
Mhm.
us a little bit. Let's start with the foundation of pro launch. I think some of the things most likely people want to hear on this episode is what are the things that are working in 2024 because we all know pro launch has been having a very dynamic behavior in terms of what things that work and things that don't work. Like we come from all the space of many chat, the rebates, in external traffic, Google Ads, so many things that people been playing around when it comes to launch. So what in 2024 you think are some of the key things that people should be doing when it comes to pro launch?
So it's again going back to the basics actually, which is like,
Mhm,
it is all about, okay, first of all, it is not a product launch anymore. You're
mhm,
not taking the product, running the traffic, and then trying to rank keywords actually. It is a keyword launch.
mhm.
You define the keywords and then you launch the product with that keyword actually. And the
Okay.
product launch start with before even you select the product. The product launch start with when you're doing the selection of the product. You should understand what does product launch means, which is like how many keywords you can define for this product. If you don't have like a more than 30 keywords, you are in a wrong niche. If you cannot directly talk about this drink, and you are in a wrong niche, and it that means somebody is dominating the niche, you trying to go in there and trying to take over the sales, that's not going to happen. You're going to spend a lot of
Mm,
money on that one. So you need to have like a solid data. Okay, I have 30,000 search volume for this product, which can make, if it's 30,000 search volume, it can make minimum like 30 to 40 sales actually, right? If you're
Mm-hmm.
30,000 search volume. So 30,000 search volume, there are like a market person there, actually five competitors there. And I can able to come up with like a this much of micro and macro level of innovation. I'm coming into the market with that. So
Mm-hmm.
my product optimization is right, my images are really great. And then okay, this is how I can differentiate with the pros and cons what I select. That's the pre-game of the launch actually, right?
Okay.
So when it comes to a launch, then at that point you have the real product and keep testing your images. That's the first thing. That is for click-through rate actually completely. And then conversion is like you're basically like how you able to with the reviews, with your with all the content and images of your product, you will convert inside that thing. So basically you need to be like a better click-through rates, better conversion than your competitor. That is what's the basic
That's
thing.
the game.
It works every single time. That's a basic actually. On top of it, when you talk about 2024, you have data right now. In
Mm-hmm.
2027, we don't have no data. 2020, 2015, nothing there.
You didn't have brand analytics. You have
Nothing.
none of that.
They
Yeah.
have nothing actually. You don't even have like a some of the tool data dive. You don't have the
No.
tool like a Helium 10 or nothing available at the time actually, right?
No.
So right now you have data. So Amazon is like a closed system. Everything is like everything is going to be happening around that Amazon inside the system actually. So use the data to find out how what kind of keywords you're going to launch actually. Basically like what are the keywords it's going to drive you a bigger traffic. That when you talk we talk about when it comes to a product launch, we divide into keywords in a multiple phases. So we call it as like a browse keyword and a purchase keyword, right? The bunch of purchase keywords has like a browse keyword completely, right? The browse keyword is nothing but a very have a low high click-through rate and a low conversion. When it comes to a purchase keyword, you have a click-through rate, good decent amount of click-through rate, and a higher purchase rate actually, higher conversion basically, right? You find those keywords and making sure that you are like getting into a groups actually phase one, phase two, phase three, and make sure that you
Interesting.
focus on that. What we found is recently is when you focus on the purchase keywords, your browse
Yeah.
keyword automatically comes on the top. You don't even have
Okay.
to focus on the browse keyword. So when we launching the product, we don't focus on the browse keyword, we focus on the purchase keyword first, which is like a 7 to 10 keywords, and then it's automatically push our browse keywords to below 10 positions actually. That's how we know we're doing something right.
Interesting. Now, a quick question here because I'm sure people might be wondering this, and that's very interesting. The search keyword and the purchase keywords is like in the foundational definition of this in terms of KPIs. Like, how you recommend people actually figure out what are these keywords? Because I'm sure people understand the concept what you say, like a high conversion, low conversion, high traffic, and low traffic. But from the perception of using a software, like what you should be doing, like analyzing your 10 competitors, reverse engineering, like what is usually a high level SOP you will follow
Okay,
to
so
find these keywords? Yeah.
basically, if you take a look at it, any kind of sales, the 30 to 40% of sales come from a PPC actually. So
Hmm.
anytime that you want to take the sales, you ignore 30 percentage actually. So rest of the 40 to 60% that super differentiate based on the category, those are come from organic perspective of it actually,
Hmm.
right?
Yeah.
So what do we do basically, right? We have our own a sheet actually that we have our own tool actually. Basically you can use data dive for that. So put up like a 10 competitor, add that one in a competitor, find out the lowest sale, somebody who's doing like 500 to like let's say 1,000 sales actually they're doing it lowest
Hmm.
one. So if you take 40%, 600 sales, he has like a 400, 500 reviews actually. That means, and also you check the entry point of that on that category, which is like
Yeah.
somebody is like a new coming in and making 300, 400 sales. That means that is a minimum entry what you need to have for reviews for that particular category actually,
Okay.
particular niche. So when you take this 1,000 sales, so you check how many keywords he ranked for, how many keywords he ranked
Hmm.
for. So take those keywords. For example, let's say that they ranked for like 10 keywords complete or 20 keywords he ranked for it, right?
Hmm.
Take those 10 keywords, find out what is a browse keyword and a purchase keyword, divide it into different groups actually completely. So if you rank for this, let's say 10 keywords, The 10 keywords has like a two phases of launch actually, which is like a one browse keyword, two browse keywords, and like a 10 or 7 purchase keyword actually. That means
Mhm.
if you launch two launch, if you do it, two phase of launch, you do it, you will able to make a 20 sales to 30 sales for that product actually. That is a
Okay.
minimum given what we're going to take. And after that we can go into like a bigger competitor. Okay, what are you doing actually, what are the keywords he focusing on? Then so there's a one thing I have to recommend here, everyone who is listening here.
Yeah.
When you choose for a phase one phase two keyword, make sure
Mhm.
your image is optimized based for the keyword. For example, you taking a product for a beach product, actually beach water
Mhm.
bottle, so make sure that your image is included like so a
Reflecting
water
that.
bottle. If it's like a water bottle product and it's also used for beach, the higher search volume, there are 30,000 search volume come from the browse purchase keyword, which is like a beach related keyword. So make sure use that one in your
Mm.
image optimization properly actually. So why? Because Amazon is not taking a data just from your keyword, and it's also taking data from your images right now. So
Yeah.
you need to include that one so that you build the relevancy on top of it.
So yeah, that one, the last one is super important, and I know this is a conversation we've been hearing a lot lately about how images now actually, to some extent,
Yeah,
also index because they're using image processing, and depending on
that's
what you
right.
use in the image, that creates correlation. So that's a great tip right there. But going back a little bit to so we can conclude on the search and purchase keywords. So from your experience, usually once you define these keywords and then you go from phase one and phase two, how long usually these phases last? Because I guess this is
If
also
it's
going
a
to be
old,
dependent on the sales velocity and all of that, right?
no, if it's an old product, it's gonna take like a 10 to 15 days, 7 to
Okay.
10, 15 days. If it's a new product, it's 3 to 7 days actually.
Wow. Okay. Pretty
Yeah,
fast.
that is a typical launch. um if it's not ranking in a 3 days, if you don't see the momentum in a 3 days, there is something wrong actually. you
Mm.
you're you're not built enough relevancy for your keyword. You have not solidly. So that's how our launch process works. Our launch process, no, nothing different from anybody actually. We are the smart way to analyze the data, and we already found like hundreds of launches what we did. We were able to tell there is something problem in the listing actually, there is something problem in this product, so we can able to stop that. Instead of spending $3,000 to $5,000 or twenty
You
thousand
fix
dollars
it.
we
Yeah.
stop it, spending like a $500. Okay, done. We stop, analyze what's happening, and take the different route actually. The one other product what we did recently, which is like very it's like a high value product, which is like $120 product.
Mm-hmm.
3 weeks, 3 weeks we didn't rank. Not 3 weeks,
Mm-hmm.
2.5 weeks we didn't rank at all. But we were seeing a small momentum happening. Like keywords are like play really well, like a very
Mm-hmm.
small. But in terms of like a brand analytics, search query performance, but we are like acquiring a lot of keywords actually in the search query performance and also in the brand analytics. And we
Mm-hmm.
see, okay, we gotta give like a different approach. So what we did is basically we said we tell the brand saying that we're gonna infuse like a $50 to $100 budget every single day, until for a highly converted keywords, until we hit the best deals actually, our lightning deals.
Mm.
So what happened in the third week, we got the best deals and lightning deals actually. So hit the best deals, and after that we started we did the launch, complete a whole launch actually. In a week, man, all the keywords are freaking on the top actually. In a week, I'm
That's
talking
good.
about. So
Yeah.
I'm talking about like it's not like a one-way street. So there are keywords. See, we called as like a C1 to C5 keyword, complexity 1 to complexity
Mhm.
5 keyword. So how do we basically define this? Is like some keywords you just have to get a clicks, like then you can able to rank the keywords. Some keywords you need to get a PPC run actually. Some keyword you
Exactly.
need to get like a add to carts needs to be added for that keyword actually. Some keyword you
Mhm.
need to be add a purchase plus PPC plus clicks. You need to be added. Some keywords you need to have a social signal to get that one. Some keywords you need to have like a Google sales to get that sales. Some keywords you need to get the traffic from TikTok
I
to
know.
get ranked actually, right? So you need to understand what level of your niche you playing with. You cannot You cannot like keep going in this direction. I did
And
everything, I'm
copy
done.
paste the same process, yeah, to all the keywords. Yeah, it
I'm
depended.
done. You need to be go deeper inside, like, okay, what level of my keyword, what level of I need to go through this to making sure I'm not giving up on this. And I know that one, if the data tells me something, I process it. Every 3 days, you can change your strategies. Every 3 days, you
Hmm.
apply different things and see that what's working. 24, 48 hours is enough to see the results.
Cool,
You if you
cool.
continuously hit the brand analytics for 24 to 48 hours, you will see the
Mm.
result. If
Yeah,
not,
because most
then it's
people wait a week, 2 weeks, and by then it's too late. Yeah, to
too late.
make a
I mean,
decision.
you're
Yeah,
wasting your time literally. So the best thing is like understand the data properly. Why? Because you have you it's available. Take advantage of the
yeah,
data.
yeah. And you mentioned there's something interesting, which is the type of keyword. So just to quickly pinpoint on that. So do you have some methodology to that sellers can implement to essentially identify this? It's like,
Oh yeah,
does it come from
100%.
split testing, or how do you
No,
identify?
no, so everybody was like, "Oh, if it's a short, it's like a browse keyword. If it's long, it's a purchase keyword." No, that's completely wrong, actually. So I would say go to the brand analytics, add all the click percentage. If the click percentage is like a higher, no, sorry, the conversion percentage, it's below 15 percentage, which is that is called a browse keywords. If the conversion percentage it's above 15 percentage, which is like a that's a purchase
Mm,
keyword. But there is a catch on this, but some of the niche are works differently. I'm talking about this is like a regular niche. If you have a more design aspect of it,
yeah, they do a lot of
if,
window shopping, jumping around.
if you
Yeah.
have like a if you have the product which is like a shoes or clothing or different colors or different design, people like to be have a different design aspect of it, then it's dilute more. It's you have to be like go like a 5%. If you're above
Exactly.
5%, it's a conversion keyword. If it's like a below five, so you can average it out based on your keywords. Download all the brand analytics for the keyword that your competitor acquired, top competitor acquired. Go on and take the average value actually. So combine all the things, take the average value, then you can check what is the minimum, what is the average clicks, and what is the click through rate, what is the average conversion rate. Anything above, anything below, it's that's how the shift is. Conversion, like a purchase and a browse keyword actually.
Mhm. Good. And now you mentioned there another thing, which is interesting, which is sometimes you figure out, the launch is not working, and of course you have to do some troubleshooting there. From the perspective of troubleshooting, do you have some specific, like the top 2 or 3 things a seller should check when a ranking is not working? This could be from the perspective of maybe not having the right category, or
Yeah.
things to do in the back end. What are some of the things that if the launch is not working, those are the first thing you check, so people can
Okay.
also
There
know.
are a couple of things recently happened based on the Amazon AI talks actually, right?
Mhm.
Um, One primary thing is what we faced is, okay, assume that you put up your you created the listing, you waited for your stock actually and to activate your listing, right?
Mhm.
During this period of time, right? You when the stock arrive, you change your title and go live completely. What happened is when I change the title, the Amazon algorithm automatically update your browse tree guide, browse browse node, and also it changed but if they update only the browse node, but they didn't change the item type and product type, and they didn't change the GL actually. So what happened is basically we identified that one first time we identified why, because we have that what I'm talking about, like 250 point 300 point checkpoint for your listing. So we do that every day in terms of like launch process completely. Why?
Mhm.
Because we don't want anything to change in the listing. The change only thing needs to be happen is like a ranking. Nothing else should change until otherwise I change it, right? So what we found out is when we're doing it, when we make the live, the Amazon updated this the browse
Mm.
node and also the product type. They didn't change the item type. So because of that, what happened is your launch is not going to go good actually at that point. If you have the mismatch for it, your launch will not go good. You need to be make sure your browse node and category and product type and item type and GL and DOW, which is like a display on website, needs to be in matching element actually. If that's not
Mm.
happening, your key some of the keyword you will not able to rank at all.
Mm.
So you need to be make sure anytime you launch the product or anytime you activate the listing, make sure that these are aligned, these are not changed at any point of time. If
Okay.
your if a keyword was not ranked, this one of this element must happen actually. Either this one, or you're not targeting the right keyword. You're not targeting the highly converted keyword, what you should be targeting at the first phase of the launch. Don't focus on the browse keywords. Why? Because it's going to take up all your bid. If you have like $100,000 for your launch budget, yeah, go ahead for it. But if you have like $10,000 for your launch budget, just make sure hit on the highly converted keyword, and after that focus on the browse keywords, focus on the phase two keywords. Our goal is to make a minimum sales as soon as possible, and after that build the momentum and go behind it. So the
Cool.
checkpoint is basically browse nodes, product type and item type, GL, DOWs, and make sure you choose the right keyword in terms of like what is a highly converted keywords, which is like a purchase keyword, and make sure that you have like a one group of keyword you're focusing at the same time. Those are the checkpoint I would have actually.
Cool. That's very cool. Yeah, they actually they know that didn't know about that. So that's a very cool tip. I'm gonna make sure I start checking those
Oh
more
yeah.
often.
Oh, I have like a lot of content about this in my TikTok and also in my Facebook. You will have like a lot of resource to go through and then check it out
Awesome.
what exactly you need to do actually. There.
Awesome. I'm gonna make sure to then put it down in the description so people can find it. And now to start concluding, let's say we do all this perfect. We get our pros position. We are there killing it on page one. The reality is that I feel when it comes to pro launch, this is something that has to be maintained, right? You need to
Yeah.
maintain the position and do some kind of maintenance because otherwise you can start drifting towards down, right? In terms of position. So let's talk high level. Like, what are some of those things you do to maintain that position
Sure.
once you get
Okay.
there?
The product the okay, again, the keyword launch will fall down for a couple of reasons actually. You don't have the supportive keywords. For example, again, I go back again in terms of like you choose a bunch of browse keywords, ranked it on the top, and then on third day, fourth day, fifth day, you automatically drop because
Mm,
there is no there is no solid support for that keyword you're not giving. So it's my experience, my understanding, my test beliefs actually. I don't know anything about how others are dealing with this basically. So my understanding, my test cases, like when I build that system, when you don't, so let's say that garlic press actually, when you take garlic press, if your product is stainless steel garlic press actually, if you don't focus on stainless steel garlic press first, and then you focus on garlic press alone, your product will fall down, your keyword will fall down super bad because you don't take care of the underlying keyword actually.
the foundation, the actual niche where the product should belong to. Yeah. Mhm.
Exactly. So when you, but in the other side, when you like take care of your like your foundation keyword, you don't have to focus on the browse keyword at all. It's
They come by
automatically
itself.
there.
They come by
Come
itself.
by
Yeah.
itself. You don't even have to worry about it. So this is where people goes multiple times goes wrong. Multiple, see, I have products like goes down, but it's not like crazy like that. I never
It's a
seen my
few
products
few
like go.
placements. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
as long as I build up my purchase keywords very well for that particular browse keywords, those keywords will like go around, but it won't like go drastically down actually like that.
Mm,
So
cool.
the point is just make sure you're keeping your purchase keyword right and then a browse keyword right actually. Then you can maintain it. So Amazon as geo ranking process actually, right? The second thing is like you need to make sure you have all the inventories, you have the inventories for a major locations actually. If you don't have the product for a major location, you will lose ranking actually. It doesn't matter what you do, you will lose ranking. Why? Because they're not going to send you 2 day shipping, and they may not be able to optimize your shipping process and very well, so you will lose your ranking on that location. But assume that if you're in a California, it's like a top location for you, you don't have the products there, like you're losing the sales and your keyword ranking goes down actually ultimately,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
So make sure your location has like all the top location has enough inventory, right? That's the
Yeah.
second thing that I would focus on. The third thing is like stop focusing on keyword ranking.
Mm,
So once your product was ranked and once you maintain for some time, focus on keyword acquisition in your brand analytics and the search query performance data. As long as you are in like a top 3 and top 10 on your keywords, you will automatically sustain. At any point of time in the back end, like a brand analytics or search query performance is down, you're hitting yourself down. So the
exactly.
record is basically the checkpoint KPI is basically not keyword ranking, the KPI is like, am I acquiring enough clicks actually? Am I hitting on enough conversion actually on this particular keyword? If that's not happening, you're going down actually. So how we can compensate that? Basically, let's say that you found the keyword was like going down, increase the bid, increase the new campaign for that one. This will take 48 hours for you to come down, and between the 48 hours, if you found it like one day before, you can able to identify, okay, I'm not converting here. If I'm not converting tomorrow as well, then I will go down actually. So that's a solid
Yeah.
proof. So go on and check it out, find out, and then update that information. You automatically like able to be keep and maintain the same thing actually there. You need to substitute for 3 to 4 months of time this work actually. Well, because it's required to be like, why? Because the guys who you're beating up, those guys are last there for long actually, completely so long.
Exactly.
So they have built
Hmm.
it so much history. Why? Because this is also good and bad. They build a bad history as well for certain keywords. They also build a good history for certain keywords. So that's what I say. It is not a product launch, it's a keyword launch. You build a good
Hmm.
history and you build a better ranking actually. You build a better relevancy and you build a better ranking. That's all that matters actually at this point.
Yeah. Yeah, man, that's a perfect way of closing it. I think what you said there is super important in the sense that you have to write the history of your product. That's essentially
That is
the
correct.
what we're trying to get here. Like your product has no history in the platform. You have to basically make in Amazon eyes that your product is basically the new winner, the new guy that came into the blog and now is actually killing it in terms of conversions. And you need to give all these signals, and that's the whole exercise. Give signal, 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 to the point that Amazon say actually it's this old guy that's been here for a while is
The
not performing to the same rate, and that's where go up. That's it. Yeah.
that's another thing, right? We have done a launches. We literally like tripled from some of the relaunch what we did from zero to like we from 10 sales to like 60 100 sales actually right now. What we
Mhm.
doing? Basically following the same principles. It's not like you don't stop the launch on the launch process. You have like a growth maintenance and the maintenance, and you have like ongoing maintenance, ongoing growth phase there actually. Or because you launch only like a 2 or 3 phases, and then to get like a minimum sales, you're done after that. But don't stop there, keep investing that money or take the profit, invest on the growth phase actually. So take more keywords actually. When you take the more keywords, launch like a do like a mini launches, but maintain the product of existing keywords actually, right?
Yeah.
Take the new keyword every week or every 2 weeks, take a new keyword and keep launching it. And once like horizontally, if you grow, and then go vertically actually, what kind of people buy this product before they purchasing this product, what the other product they purchase it. So you go and then like target those keywords actually, target those
Mhm.
products. So if you do this one in a proper way, like it's nothing is like I wouldn't say that I never had a failure, but we can know how to medicate the failure. That's the most important thing. So you
Yeah.
learn from the failure and then find out, okay, this is not going to work anymore, so we shouldn't be doing this. Like,
Yeah.
and then like cut that one and then go. My way to
Rinse and
predict,
repeat. That's it.
yeah, cut it and go something new actually. Come so think about it. ManyChat, I'm the one of the we are the one early to do go into ManyChat. I built my ManyChat from 0 to 60,000 members completely, like for a pennies actually what we got. And then before the people, once they started talking everywhere widely talking about ManyChat, it's done. So we came out of it, take it to the SMS completely. Everybody went to the SMS and emails. So we started using the emails, we started using the SMS part of it. So you need to keep innovate, either be like a micro or macro level, keep moving forward in your launch and stay top of your game. If you don't know that what you're doing, I mean, that's the worst thing I found, man. I'm like people, I did this one like 4 years ago. I took a loan. I thought I'm doing pretty good. One product was doing
Mhm.
amazing, and I was like, okay, you know what, I'm going to double this up completely, I'm going to go crazy on this product. But I don't know how I got success actually. First of all, if I don't know how to measure the success, and then I'm trying to create the
You
success
cannot
again,
replicate it. You cannot
I,
replicate it.
I'm trying to replicate that. That's the bad shit happened to me, man. I lost $300,000 actually out of that loan. Of what I got is completely lost out of like trial and error, out of testing it. But the good thing is like we started learning it actually. One point of time, I was like, oh, we're doing something wrong. So we
Yeah.
started learning it, and this is me actually right now, like completely understand how the algorithm works, and then I'm completely able to say What is wrong? I mean, I get clients, I get like brands who comes like, okay, can you launch this product? No, I cannot. Why? Because you have a go-to product. You have a go-to product. We can rank, and you're competing on the pricing, but you want like a premium pricing. You want to charge for it. You're not gonna go anywhere.
Yeah.
You're not gonna go
Yeah.
anywhere.
That's great. Bro, thank you so much. I mean, you share so much wisdom, so I appreciate that. It's been a pleasure to have you on the show. I'm sure I'm gonna have you many more times because this pro launch thing, let's be honest, is something that's always evolving, and I'm sure 2025, 26, things are gonna keep evolving, and I can't wait to see with all the strategies you come up with, bro. So to conclude, because I'm sure a lot of people might be wondering, man, really want to work with Colin. He knows his stuff. I want him to launch my products. So how do I get in contact with him? So share with us
100%.
how people can reach out and basically ask you any questions when it comes to pro launch.
For sure, you can reach out to me in my email. I don't have the website yet, actually. I'm still like in a Facebook. Facebook is my website, actually. So I have like a lot of friends and family there completely. So that's where you can reach out to me, Colin.Raja. That's where my Instagram and Facebook, and also my YouTube and also my TikTok. I'm providing a lot of content related to this problem because I seen people are suffering out of this issue completely like crazy. And also you can reach out to me in the email. I can able to put it up, colinkamis
Sure.
at gmail.com. You can reach out to me if you have any questions, and if you guys want to have like a, if you're going through any kind of launch, or if you're having a problem with the relaunch, if you want me to be audited, send me the link. I'm happy to give you the free audit for you guys anytime.
Awesome, bro. So I appreciate that. I wish you an
Definitely.
amazing week ahead and let's keep in touch, bro. It's been a pleasure
Awesome,
to
man.
have you on.
Thanks for having me. Take care.
Pleasure. Bye bye.